Okay, so this is going to be a comparison video between the Samsung Galaxy A73 and the Samsung Galaxy A53. Initially supposed to be the review of the A73, but what better way to get a holistic view of this device than comparing it to its closest sibling, the Samsung Galaxy A53. And if this is your first time here, my name is Rickaquaog. Let's get to the video. Getting straight to it, like I always do, let's start with the pricing. The Samsung Galaxy A73 roughly retails for about $490, approximately 3,700 Ghana cedis, whilst the A53 costs about $419, approximately 3,100 Ghana cedis if you find yourself in Ghana. That is if you're buying from one of the reputable companies like CompuGhana and similar shops, making these devices just shy of $100 apart. But what makes these two devices kings in their own world? That is what we are going to find out in today's video. This time around, I'm going to start with the cameras, as I found a lot of interesting results in that department. So that is what we're going to start with. I'm also going to leave the timestamp below if you want to jump to other sections of this video. Getting straight to it, you get 5 cameras on both devices. The A73 having a 100 megapixel for its main sensor, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, a 5 megapixel macro, and a 5 megapixel depth sensor, and having a 32 megapixel sensor for its selfie camera. While the Samsung Galaxy A53 on the other hand has a 64 megapixel sensor for its main camera, a 12 megapixel ultra wide, a 5 megapixel macro, and a 5 megapixel depth sensor, and you have a 32 megapixel for the selfie camera. When it comes to videos, both devices are able to shoot 4K at 30 FPS, and these are some sample footages. So the camera department was really interesting, with the A73 having more megapixel count and all. When it comes to image processing, this is what I noticed. The colors on the Samsung Galaxy A53 look more pleasing to the eyes, punchy and vibrant. The A73 on the other hand reminds me of what you get from Huawei devices, that is true to life looking colors. Less saturated colors but sharper images. In this sense, that is what you get with the 100 megapixel sensor over the 64 megapixel sensor found on the A53. But even looking at the pictures, the A53 has better dynamic range and color reproduction, which most people will prefer. And on humans, that might be a little bit too much, but as you can see, it's kind of cool. But for portraits, I'll totally give it to the Samsung Galaxy A53. That's a way better job when it comes to background blur around the subject. Taking a closer look at these pictures, even at the highest blur effect on both devices, the Samsung Galaxy A53 does a way better natural looking blur, while the A73 seems to be struggling a lot. Shifting to the night mode pictures, the story was no different. The Samsung Galaxy A73 seemed to bring in more light, but does a terrible job at processing colors. Okay, now to the selfie cameras. This is a video test on both devices. Let me know what you think about the colors, and from the viewfinder I can tell the A73 is looking dull, while the A53 still has good looking colors. Let me know what you think about this. The sound also, dynamic range. Let's see. When it comes to the video department too, the same story. Alright, so in this test we are going to check out the super steady mode on both cameras. On the left, as usual, we have the A53, and on the right we have the A73. This is how the super steady mode feels like. And even more, the Samsung Galaxy A73 seems to have a crop. I know the Samsung Galaxy A53 shoots at 28mm, which has a really wide angle field of view, but the Samsung Galaxy A73 has this crop which kind of looks like around 40 to 50mm, which is really tight when you compare these two footages. So this is how the super steady mode works on both cameras. But all in all, when it comes to videos, pictures and everything, I think I'm going to give it to the Samsung Galaxy A53. Better colors, better portraits, more pleasing night shots. It's an absolute winner for me. Now, enough about the cameras. It looks like this was going to be a total camera comparison. Let's shift to other departments of this device. Now let's talk about the design and the build. These both are plastic built, looks the same when it comes to camera bump and design, volume rockers and power button on the right side. The only difference here is that the Samsung Galaxy A73 has this dual SIM card tray on the top part, while the Samsung Galaxy A53 has the dual SIM card tray on the down part. Which one would you prefer? I kinda like the look on the Samsung Galaxy A53. Apart from that, A73 is slightly bigger than the A53 but somehow doesn't feel heavier. You can't really tell if you have your eyes closed which one you're holding depending on the weight, which is actually really cool. They are both IP67 dust and water resistance up to 1 meter for 30 minutes, which is really good, and both have the Type-C cord for charging and data transfer. At this point, if you're enjoying the video, kindly consider hitting the subscribe button as it goes a really long way to support the channel. Now to the display. As expected, the Samsung Galaxy A73 has a bigger display at 6.7 inches, while the Samsung Galaxy A53 has 6.5 inches. Colors are the same to me, vibrant and punchy on both devices, both Super AMOLED, but the Samsung Galaxy A73 being AMOLED Plus, so has an advantage over the Samsung Galaxy A53. Both are 120Hz, have Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection. And one other thing that I noticed was that the in-display fingerprint sensor found on both devices is way faster on the Samsung Galaxy A73. I did mention in my full review of the Samsung Galaxy A73 that the fingerprint sensor wasn't the fastest. It is actually really good on the Samsung Galaxy A73. So in that department, when it comes to the display, brightness, color reproduction and all, I'm going to give it to the Samsung Galaxy A73. Now, let's talk about performance. When it comes to performance on these devices, it was really interesting. On the Samsung Galaxy A73, you get a Snapdragon 77AG. This is a 6nm chipset, whilst you get an Exynos 1280 on the Samsung Galaxy A53. This is a 5nm chipset. They both run Android 12 One UI 4.1. From using these two devices, both are okay to me. For my daily needs, both devices perform really well. The A73 feels a tad bit faster when it comes to the animation and slightly more responsive compared to the Samsung Galaxy A53. As you can see from my review of the Samsung Galaxy A53, I did mention that the animations were kind of slow until I went to the developer options and set everything up to be way more faster. But I didn't have that experience with the Samsung Galaxy A73. Right from the onset, this was fast and responsive, even though I still went to the developer options and made the animations way faster. Both devices are responsive now, but I'll always choose the Samsung Galaxy A73's performance over the Samsung Galaxy A53, not because it's like extremely way better than the Samsung Galaxy A53, but it's just noticeable to me and I like the experience more on the Samsung Galaxy A73 compared to the A53. So when it comes to performance department, I'm personally going to give it to the Samsung Galaxy A73 because I like it more. Now let's wrap it up with the batteries. You get 5000 mAh battery on both devices, all supporting fast charging up to 25 watts. Both perform equally well to me. Push them to the limit and you need to charge your device before the day ends. But on regular usage, streaming of videos, social media browsing and all, you can easily get a full day of use and maybe sometime in the next day. So for battery life, they both perform equally well to me and shouldn't be a problem if you want to pick this up for regular usage. All in all, let me summarize this. Depending on what you prioritize in your devices, for me, display, I'll give it to the Samsung Galaxy A73. Design, they are both okay. They both look the same, all plastic built, so isn't a problem. When it comes to the cameras, the A53 for sure. For performance, I'll give it to the Samsung Galaxy A73. Has a slighter edge over the Samsung Galaxy A53. Batteries, they are all the same to me. So what will you prefer? Considering the fact that the Samsung Galaxy A73 is about $80 to $90 more than the Samsung Galaxy A53, which one are you going to go for? This was an actual difficult choice for me to make, but I think if I had to choose both devices, it was going to be a really hard choice because of the things that I like to prioritize in my devices, because I normally go for performance and speed and also the display. I spend a lot of time with my devices, so I like to watch a lot of content, so I go for the display. But this is the case where the Samsung Galaxy A73's performance is not so great compared to the Samsung Galaxy A73. It's not so much for me to pay close to $100 for, and the displays are both good. The A73 is slightly bigger, but all in all, it's going to be a very difficult choice. Which one are you going to go for? Let me know in the comment section down below. Which one is worth your buck? Let me know in the comment section down below what you like most in these two devices. Thank you for spending time with me. This brings me to the end of today's comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A73 and the Samsung Galaxy A53. Leave in the comment sections if you have any comments or suggestions. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I'm out.